episode of Talkatainment on GhanaWeb TV, we speak to Sheila Echampon, daughter of legendary highlife musician Ernest Owanhi Echampon. She also doubles as a sister of budding Ghanaian singer Jackie. We find out that music really ran in the blood of this family. This is Talkatainment on GhanaWeb TV. We'll be right back. Sheila Echampon.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Your voice slow like that. That's your vibe, or you have a cold?
That's how I speak.
I'm
like that. Smooth
like that. I feel it.
Yeah.
Great. Now, you are a daughter to a music legend, Nana Echampon.
Sure.
Sister to a songbird, Jackie.
Sure.
Can we say that music runs in your family?
It does. It runs in the blood, it runs in the family. And almost everybody can sing in my family.
Okay.
Yeah, just that with some, the grades are different. Some of us have more upper hand in bringing songs out, and then some sing. So yeah, it's in the blood, it's in the family. But let's say we're born to do music, and that's what we are doing. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So how does it feel being the daughter of a music legend, growing up the community where you find yourself in? Did you really appreciate it that, okay, my father is a big star? How was it like? How did you also relate?
Okay, growing up wasn't anything extra. It was cool. Like he made sure we acted like normal children.
Okay.
Yeah, we felt comfortable in our own skin. Did things that normal kids do. Went to places normal kids go to. And it wasn't, maybe to the outside it was like, Nana Echampon is your father, but to me I was like, yeah, he's my father. Yeah, so it wasn't anything giddy, you know, you go to school, sometimes you come and pick you up, and then people will be like, hi, Nana Echampon. I'll be like that, maybe from Macquarie, sir. So yeah, it was cool, it was amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so like people mingling with you, did you have people come to you maybe whilst you were young to ask you questions about your dad and all that? Maybe
they did a lot of times. Some will want to know, like overstep, know what's really happening in the family, like be very, very private. But then we're Cote, against those kind of stuff. Like,
oh, okay.
When someone says, oh, are you the daughter of Nana Echampon? Be like, yeah, I am. If the person wants to go deep, like Mufie, what to say, blah blah, be like, I beg, mind your own business. I'm the daughter. That's what you wanted to know. You have it.
Sure.
Yeah, and even at the point that people will be like, come, it's open Nana Echampon. And after singing, I'll be like, pay up. I just rendered a service, so pay up.
Wait, talk of his music. You got any favorites in there?
Yeah, I have Me Pentem Akomedonchen. That song, you see the intro, that sound, that melody, that beat, it kills me.
Wanna give us a line if you like?
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Me pentem akomedonche intikrachi jai amasa mimbrewa. Me pentem akodoyo inti orejai amedada mio. Oh. I me fufure and I would draw no say who besi me hima. See a shout for fire, I see a do besi a gongo.
Okay, okay. So now that you did sing your father's song, are you going to take money from me? Like,
I'm good.
Talk about that later.
I'm good.
But Sheila, when did it occur to you that you wanted to walk in the footsteps of your father?
When I was a child, around 9, 10, I had that vibe. But then I wasn't really responding to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so one day, you know, melodies kept popping in my head, lyrics just kept coming to me. So I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm feeling this vibe. At that time, my dad was out of the country. Okay. So I told my mom, she got me an empty cassette. I recorded my thoughts on it. She said, when your dad comes back, you can we will go and show the recordings to him. But then she also told me the terms and conditions, no, I broke it. She was like, don't let anyone listen to what you have recorded. But me being me, I made sure everyone listened to what I recorded.
To your friends? Or
all my friends. In fact, the whole house. So my mom got bored. She was like, Unko baby. So she got bored and then we didn't really work on it. After a while, I wasn't feeling the vibes again, so we just stopped. And then somewhere, I think 2012, 2010, the vibe started coming back. I started working on it. But I didn't record anything official. No, I was like, should I do music? Should I not do music? When I was really in doubt if I should do music when Jackie started.
Oh, okay.
I heard love is pretty, pretty, can't you see? I was like, oh, not Jackie cry. Go Jackie, you have my support, you have my love, let's do this. But then once you're called, you're called. When the passion, we have passion for something, you can't really say you won't do it. So it just kept back and I was like, whether you like it or not, you also do music. So it's either you respond or you respond. I couldn't take it anymore. But then still I wasn't working on it. So one day my sister was like, hey, I was like, oh, okay, fine. This is it. Let me start doing music.
Which year was that?
2020, yeah. And even that I started in 2021. So me now I was stubborn.
I just procrastinated.
Exactly. For so many years I would do, okay, fine, I will do music. I'll call somebody, do you have a, I'll be like, I want to do music, what do you think? Like, it's in your blood. But then, I mean, my dad has already done it. Do you feel I should do it? And when Jackie came into the scene, Jackie 2 days here, make a show. No, I was like, okay, fine. I have passion for fashion. Let me go and do fashion. They can do music, so let them do it. And then, as I said, once the calling comes, you can't really say no.
Anything about it.
I had to.
And then here we are.
So far, like, I'm like, why didn't I start? Why didn't I start? Why didn't? Way back, why didn't I start? Because I'm loving it.
You're loving it now.
It's really cool.
Great. I have seen a photo of Jackie and your father in the studio. Yeah, once she used it for, was it for a seed EP?
Yeah,
that photo. You talked about the fact that when you wanted to feel it deep down in your body, you spoke to your mom and then she gave you a recorder. Was there a time that you also spent time with your dad in the studio? Or did you ever see him record, or was just him doing music and maybe you were just that kid who used to mind her business?
I was that kid who used to mind her business. I loved singing. I knew I could sing, but did I want to do music? Nah, me my own. I was just watching. I was like, I want to be an actress. I want to do fashion. I want to do this. So I was really minding my own business. But Jackie, she even when she was younger, she recorded a song with like one of my dad's studios. So she, yeah.
She was that one who was always close to daddy.
She was like, yeah, me dear, I'm doing music. But me, I was minding my own business. So I was even surprised when I started feeling that music vibe, that I should do music.
It was not even part of the plans initially.
At all. It wasn't at all. I love singing. I used to sing every opportunity I'll get, but then doing music
wasn't part of the plan. No. Great. So where do you take inspiration from? Some people say, oh, when I'm in the bad time, it comes. Is it your father? Is it a musician that you're looking up to, that you want to be like him or her?
Okay, so the music is already in your genes. That's number one inspiration. You have a legend to look up to, and now an international star. So you are inspired by what is in front of you, what your father has done, what your sister is doing, and from you also doing better. That's another inspiration plus motivation for me. So yeah, and then my songs, I get it from, sometimes the thought will just pop into your head. Sometimes it will be the melody. Sometimes it will be like some humming sounds. I record everything. I just make sure, because sometimes you be like, a thought will come, you wouldn't record it or write it down, and then that thought will just disappear. Be like, hey, I think I just let a hit song go.
Oh, okay. So whenever it strikes, you have to put it down or
record, or just if in a situation I can't record or pen, or maybe sometimes when I'm battling, then the idea pops up. I'll be singing the song till I am done, then I'll record it. Yeah, sometimes from other people's songs, you hear this line, you feel like you can work on this line. You hear a backup, you feel like you can work with this backup. You hear a tune, you feel you can work a beat.
So you take inspiration
from so many places, from people's story, from TV shows, everywhere and everywhere.
Great.
It's not limited to one source now.
Now your latest single, the one with Strong Man, like that.
Awatiana.
Later we'll talk about how you met him and how you cooked that collaboration. But how did you get that inspiration? You write your own songs.
I do.
So you wrote like that.
I did.
So how did you cook that one? The inspiration. How did it come? Or it took a long while? Some people say they write songs. It was there for 2 years before I finally decided. What was your story?
Mine was in 2 years. I think in 2021 December, after recording New Love is a low tempo song, so I wanted something a little bit mid tempo. So I was like, oh, okay. So I was thinking, and like that is actually a sequel to New Love. I wanted, okay, you have your New Love. So after the New Love, what's up? Should I do a honeymoon phase for the song or something? I wanted something like that, you know, mid tempo, slow tempo to mid tempo. So I was thinking, I actually thought about it. How should the song go? But then I really did not get what I needed until this song Buga came out.
Okay.
So I met a group of people in the evening. They were dancing to Buga, and then how I read the mood. You see the songs that way, and then I'm in the mood. I read them. I was like, okay, these people Buga, and Buga isn't that much of a high tempo song. Yeah, Bugaing like that this evening in this kind of mood. They were having a party or something. I was like, so the idea just, I don't know how it happened, but it just hit. So I just took my notepad. I was like, and then I'm in the mood. I call my one line, one nest. I was like, okay, if we're in the mood, then one nest. And I remember Nigerians, they really like using this line, Odoyo. I was like, okay, let me add Odoyo. Maybe the Nigerians will listen. So Odoyo, so mood and move. Okay, then move. Let me rhyme here. So it started like that. Thanks to Case Daniel for giving me inspiration.
So give us a line of like that.
Okay. Shake it, wind up, break it. Baby, that's right. Shake it, wind up, break it. And now that I'm in the mood, adore you, I want to move. Just me and you, move my body to the groove. Me, I wanna dance with you. Shake your bum bum, do this for you. I never knew me knew. Yeah. Gonna buckle for you, my baby. Smooth like a lotion. Gonna say, baby, my man. Like that. Gonna buckle for you, my baby. Smooth like a lotion. Gonna say, baby, my man. Like that. Gonna say, baby, my man. You know, say, baby, my man. Gonna say, baby, my man. Like that. Gonna say, baby, my man. You know, say, baby, my man. Gonna say, baby, my man. Like that. I learned strongman verses, so let me add it.
Okay.
Other Jimmy so. Pauti to me so. Whether they don't know about my body was so. Other and so now, Papa many go so. And I do you mustn't my many Jews. So, baby, I'm in the mood. She better make a cry, baby, move. Oh, don't suffer me when mommy good. Over me, so I go for booze, baby, we are good. And every time I cheat to somebody God. Oh God, my be your body bad. Damn, I tell you lies, so the mean Lucy God. My bomb no, the rich you hard. And I do other feeling near deep, Oh man, they coming home, baby, when you're Jeep, The Jeep never came though.
Can you imagine? I love that, and I love that whole connection in the video and all that. So how did you get Strongman on it?
Through one of my team members.
Okay.
Yeah, after writing the song, I felt, nah, I need Strong G on this one. And then I told one of my team members, they were like, I can get him. We talked to his manager. He was like, no, why not? The song is nice, dope. I would love to be on it. Within 2 weeks, Strongman verse was ready. We delivered. So yeah, shout out to Strongman. Atiana, thank you.
So how's the song performing so far?
So far, so good.
Great.
And I'm pushing it out there to so many people. You know, I'm new.
Yeah.
Many people don't know me as an artist. So yeah, I'm trying to push it out there, and I hope people accept it. And then they show me their love and their support. And I always, I say, and I'll keep on saying, I am not a 9-day wonder. I'm not just here, oh, Nane Champon's daughter, Jackie's sister, oh, 1 song, 2 songs, 3 songs. Nah, I'm here to stay.
Here to stay. I like the energy. Great. On the back of that, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Talkatainment on GhanaWeb TV continues. Welcome back. You're still watching Talkatainment on GhanaWeb TV with me, Paula Amabruni. I'm seated with Sheila Music, daughter of legendary highlife musician, Owanhe Nana Echampo. Sheila, so how's it been finding your feet in the music industry?
So far, so good. I love the support I'm getting. Thanks to my dad for paving the way. Bless up Jackie for your hard work. I know some way, somehow I'm benefiting from it, sorry. So yeah, so far it's not, you wouldn't find it easy just because someone has already paved the way or something. You also need to find your own grounds. You're not, even though you're the same blood, you're not the same person. So it wouldn't be, people would be like, so yeah, okay, oh, so yeah, deal. It will take a while to convince people to accept me for who I am, my style, love me for myself. So far, so good. More room for improvement, more room to show people who I am as an artist, as Sheila. Yeah.
Great. So are you looking forward to capitalizing on your father's legacy? And also because why name Paddy? You get what I'm saying? The thing is already there.
I love
that song too. Nana produced hits, like, you know, those people back in the day, like their song, I say it's classic, timeless, and never fades. I don't know how they do it, but you should learn from it because Owanhe today, when we play the song, as you see, you can then sing to it. You should.
I am.
But Sheila, I would ask, what role has your father, Nane Champon, Jackie, your sister, even your mom played in your music career?
A lot. A lot. Their support, their words of encouragement, sometimes the fundings, a lot. I can't really put a tag on it. A lot, immensely. God bless them. I'm blessed to have a family like that. Like, go me,
go you. So your mom, dad, they are in full support of the path you chose.
1,000%,
1,000%. Great.
1,000%.
Great. Wow. So will Sheila say she will need an open endorsement from her father or one here Nane Champion or sister Jackie to succeed?
No. It will be amazing if I have that, or if I had that, Hey, my English teacher can fry.
Should I say it?
Okay, so it will be amazing to have that. But then, let me think about this question well. with Abedi Palace, the Dayu tried his best to let people know him for the Dayu, and then meet the Dayu, the son of, not meet Abedi Pele's son, the Dayu. So, and the dad groomed him and all that, but then no, he rose some way somehow by his own works. So I would love it, love it, but then I would want to build myself. I already have the foundation, so the building, I can do it myself. Let them support me. Like, go Sheila. Yeah, I like that. And then there's meant to be like, have you seen the way my daughter Sheila is building herself? Have you seen how my sister is doing things by herself? Not with my team, but then, you know, I want something like that. Not like, this is my daughter Sheila. Okay, fine. What did I bet you? What's up? But then when they go in there, then your works are not.
There's
really,
nothing to show for.
Exactly, nothing to show for. Then what's
so
the
you
use of
believe
that?
in building the brand now, doing the groundwork, and then at the point when they throw in the endorsement, cool, you're down for it.
Cool. But that time, I know people know me for who I am.
Wow.
They have accepted my works, so it will be easier for them to even endorse me.
Great.
Endorsing a bad person, yeah, Juma will be like, oh yeah, dear, what's no power? Yeah, dear, like we deep inside. Nah.
You don't want that. I love that energy. It's the right thinking, because you're always told to do things on our own. So once you're good, you cannot hide it. Okay,
exactly.
She's okay. Then it means the apple doesn't fall far from the
tree.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, would you be okay if we talk about the endorsements? If any of them say, okay, I've got this song, I'm writing this, because if my dad was a Wahi and he says, well, mommy, I'll be glad. So is Sheila in for that?
I'll be very, 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 very happy. Very, very happy. Be like, if my dad was like, okay, this song, look at it. Oh, why not? Like, I'll be like, oh, why you didn't write this song for me? And I'm singing it out to you. That'll be the intro. Yeah.
You want to crack my ribs like crazy. But then, after writing a song, you know you're a songwriter. Do you give it to your dad to take a second look at it for you?
No, all the time. Because I believe in myself. I know I have it done. I can do it. So not all the time. But then sometimes you'll be like, and sometimes they be engineers. When they record, they'll be like, Sheila, wait, dear, and me do. They say like that, so not like, oh, you can, and me do. Be like, and you're the TV, be like, oh, let's do it. Yeah, for my engineers, for my family. Sometimes my mom will be like, oh, Tron your mom. Obi Meka say, na dey na obey you.
Oh, okay. So you are also particular about the fact that you don't want to say things that are maybe profane, things that will not also represent your dad well. Is that it? Or you are open to thinking about almost everything?
I believe music is an art.
Okay.
And sometimes you need certain words for certain songs. How you put it is up to you. That this line, baby mommy. My friends are like, Uncle say name. I'm like, nah, don't go there. Don't think that way. I'm referring to this side. Like, Onion side, the way he's loving me, the way he's doing his stuff, so you should keep on doing that way. So how you put it? I could have done it in a more explicit way. So I think how you put your words. But sometimes if I need those explicit word to make a point,
you will.
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, with blessing and then permission and then so many letter writing, and then if I have to carry the busiafo, especially to my mother, and be like, if I chop, but me use the word way. A banana winty, yeah, baby, they mean tea, but Michelle, I'm your kind of
baby.
Yeah,
great. But then in the industry, it's like sex sells. Sometimes when you told that line, the music too sells. It depends on your audience.
Sex, romance, you know, being sexual, and then being motivational, and then breaking heart. Talking about broken hearts.
You love love songs. as a romance visa kind of thing?
Yeah, because sometimes you have to give the people what they want.
What they want.
They'll be like, relationship. I will not date, but then put a love song out there.
Oh, wow. You see, oh.
So, toying along that, like giving the people what they want, is cool. And then I wouldn't be going on that lane alone. You know, you have to be versatile.
Okay.
So, if I have to do motivational songs, fine.
You're down for it.
Sebio, funeral songs, RIP to all gone souls. Funeral songs, fine. Campaign songs for this, that.
Oh, you're even down for a campaign endorsement when the time comes.
When the time comes.
Great. So, what genre does Sheila? How would you identify?
So far, Afrobeat, Afropop.
Afropop. Great.
Because I feel that's what the people want more now. Even the Kodisa, you feel a little bit of like, even though it's Afrobeat, it wasn't purely Afrobeat, Afropop, a little bit of some, I don't know if it's a high life, contemporary kind of this thing in there.
Okay, all right. So in the near future, maybe some years to come, should we expect a collaboration or one who Sheila, Jackie,
everything is possible with God.
Everything is possible with
everything is just by the way. Everything is possible. Yeah, we will love that. We love to do something like that. So yeah, in the future, people should expect that.
People should expect that.
Exactly.
Great. So considering the achievements of your father made a name for himself. Currently, his songs are still back. Would you say that is a very big shoes to fit in or to walk in?
Okay.
Because his achievement is great.
Okay.
If your father is a one, then people are expecting that his daughter will outlive or do better than him. Are you under any form of pressure?
Not at all, because Obia shoe sizing.
Sheila, you are a vibe.
Me a size 39. I won't let size 40 or 45 pressure me. I feel Obian in it. So if my own is to be here, I won't rush or feel pressure that I should be here. And if my own is here, definitely God will take me there. So I don't feel pressured. I rather feel motivated. Like those in your family have done it, your blood, they are doing this. You can also do it. I feel really motivated, no pressure, just inspiration.
Inspiration, great. So, a lot of people will say, oh, Sheila, the nature post daughter. Sheila, the nature post daughter. Who is Sheila? Tell us about yourself, what you like to do, and what really is your story, apart from the nature post daughter.
Okay, so Sheila Ade Champong is a normal girl who has passion for music and fashion, and she is pursuing both of them. It's not easy, but then nothing good comes easy anyway. And she's someone who loves to learn. Yeah, but then they're normal. So sometimes maybe if you correct me, I'll be like, but then listen to my point too. I know what you're saying is right, but then you listen. Yeah, and that's a little bit hard to correct. I'm working on that. My little sister will be like, oh, yeah, I'm person my concern because me became. I'm working on that. I'm human, so I can't have it all positive. And I love singing. I love watching football.
Okay.
Football. I'm a football fan. I don't have a favorite football team.
Yet.
I'm a player
fan. The local one.
I'm a player fan. Look on the.
Yeah, hard for you.
No, I'm a player fan. If you say, if I spot this fine guy in Hassa, I'm a Hass fan.
Okay.
If I find this classy guy in Kotoko. So I'm a player fan, but then I love football. I love watching movies, and then I love annoying my little sister.
Jackie.
No, Jackie. There's another one, Ernestina.
Yeah. So how many are you in total? Or
can I skip that question?
You can skip that. Okay, great. Fine, great. So now Cassie, you are skipping that. Sheila, why would you skip that?
Yeah, I wouldn't be a 9-day wonder. No. No.
Any awards that you are eyeing, international or locally?
All of them. All of them. I wouldn't mind, let's say, okay, let me skip it. Can I cancel for me?
Darby, speak into it. Grammy, beat, whatever it is.
Even if it's best bedroom singer award, I like it. Best shower singer award, I like it. I am eyeing every award. I hope I build a brand that convinces people to nominate me for those kind of awards. So yeah, the sky is my platform. I'm interested in getting almost every prestigious award out there, including that Chibia Semeko Heaven. Well done awards. I want that.
You want that? Great, great. Your social media handles. Where can we get your song to listen and all that? I know like that is on YouTube. The one you did with Strongman.
Yeah, the video is on YouTube and then Spotify, Apple Music, AudioMac, YouTube Music, all the digital platforms. My songs are available. The video for Like That is out with Strongman. It's on YouTube. Stream. Get the numbers up, feel the vibes, then support your girl.
Social media handles?
It's Sheila Music on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. Everywhere is Sheila Music. Yeah.
Sheila Music.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure sitting with you, talking with you, and listening to your music. I know that you're going to do well.
Thank
I
you.
wish you the very best. And I just can't wait to say, oh, she said it. I knew she did it.
Yeah.
And you're going to find your feet once you start with the hard work.
True.
I believe that it's just the starting point.
True.
So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, great. So I did this with Sheila Echampong. She's an Afro-pop and Afrobeat musician, daughter of legendary highlife musician Owanhini Echampong. It was nice doing this with you. We'll be back with the next episode of Talkotainment. Thanks for watching.
The media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. As you are aware, in recent weeks we've seen a lot of positive stories on BOST in the newspaper, and they are positive because for the first time we've seen such a massive turnout in terms of declaration of profits and dividends to the states. We have been so excited that it's very important that we invite the MD and hear from the horse's own mouth as to the details of what they have done to get to where we are today and what the future holds for BOST. So we have called you at the instance of the MD so that he will give us just an update on what is happening at the institution and where they are going from here. So I wouldn't waste my time, but before I invite the MD to the podium, with your kind permission, I would like to acknowledge some dignitaries who are with us this morning. We have with us the General Manager in charge of Corporate Communications and External Affairs, Mr. Ajay Malik. If you are here, we acknowledge you. We also have with us the Executive Assistant to the MD, Mami Pokua Apia. We have with us the General Manager World Trading, Mr. Albert Mante. And as I mentioned earlier, we have with us Mr. Edwin Alfred Neobodai Provincial, who is the MD for BOST. So I will invite MD for his presentation and we'll come back to you for your questions.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Minister. This is the second time I've been invited to this august house and to engage Ghanaians through the media on BOST. I think the first time was somewhere last year, in 2021 when I learned my biggest lesson that you don't come and say you've made profit when the audited accounts are not out yet. Even though we did we had some serious improvements at that time. Revaluation provision took us to a loss in 2020. But 2021 is extremely different. So with your permission, I have some slides and I would want to walk Ghanaians through the slides. And then thereafter, we can have some questions. So in terms of content, what I hope to do today is to remind you guys about what BOST does and the role BOST plays in the country. Then the second is to also refresh your mind again as to how BOST was in 2017, and then how BOST is today, and then also the way forward with BOST. So with our mandate, we have 3 key mandates. The first mandate is to build a network of infrastructure. By that, they mean storage pipes, storage tanks, and pipelines, and then some barges, and anything that would enable the efficient distribution and transportation of petroleum products across the country. BOST plays a very critical role in ensuring price parity across the country. I'm sure you know that the price of gas oil in Accra, when you travel all the way to the north, the price still is the same across the OMCs. And BOST plays a critical role in doing that. In transporting these products, we use 3 different media. Today we use pipelines, which is the cheapest transportation medium. We also use barges across the Akosombo Lake. That's the next expensive. And then if we had rail, that would be the next level, but we don't have rail transport. The most expensive transport is the bulk road vehicles, which is BRVs. So these are the transportation media we use. In terms of storage, we have tank farms across the length and breadth of the country that can store an equivalent of 421,000 cubic meters, almost 362,000 metric tons. So that is how we achieve our first mandate. The second mandate is to ensure that we provide petroleum security for the nation that can last at least 6 weeks, expandable to 12 weeks. This mandate, we are not too proud how we have executed this mandate, because providing petroleum security is like an insurance product for the nation and for the citizens of Ghana. And I'm sure you're aware that for an insurance product, there's a premium attached. Unfortunately, in 2006, that premium, which was the strategic reserve levy, was taken out of the petroleum price buildup. So anytime I'm asked where we have storage, real storage, I say we don't have storage. We don't have strategic storage. But what we have is we have some stocks in the tanks, which the banks give us instruments and loans to bring into the country, but we can't buy that and just store, because we have to pay back the monies. So we sell it frequently and pay back the money. So we think there has to be a conversation around the funding of Ghana's strategic reserves. But today, I can promise that we have about 13 days of reserves. But then outside BOST, there are other BDCs who have storage in their tank farms. And so when you put all of that together, we have between 50 and 55 days of reserve in the country. So we are nowhere near running out of fuel. But in terms of BOST executing this mandate to the letter, there's no funds to bring in the fuel to store. So that's on the second mandate. On the third mandate, it's a pure commercial mandate, which is to bring in, import the fuel, and because BOST is placed in a very strategic location where we have a lot of landlord countries at the top, Burkina, Mali, Niger, amongst others, we can also export to earn some foreign exchange and also make some money for the country. So these are the three main mandates we have. And you can see clearly that apart from the third mandate, the first two mandates, some social services to it. Even though BOST is a limited liability company which is solely to make profit, we have some social dimensions to our mandate. So for example, building these petroleum infrastructure across the length and breadth of the country, even though we sell some of the we lease some of the infrastructure out, a huge chunk of the infrastructure is built in locations where they are not profitable. So there is a social cost to those investments, and I'm sure in the wisdom of the founders of BOST, that is what birthed the BOST margin. So the BOST margin is to help support BOST in executing the first and then the second mandate. If you look at the second mandate as well, it's purely a social mandate because no profit-making entity will just buy products and store. So that is why also there was a levy, strategic reserve levy, that has been today taken out of the price build-up since 2006. And hopefully we'll find a better way of funding that strategic reserves. In terms of our mission and vision, it is clear. We want to be the best at what we do and want to do it safely by ensuring that we do not do it at a loss. Because the more we do run this business at a loss, whatever money comes in will eventually dwindle and will grind to a halt. In terms of our values, we want to be passionate about what we do. We want to focus on performance, build a very high performance culture, and then we want to do everything we do with high integrity. What you see on the slides now is the BOST network. We have a network of tanks and terminals and pipelines across the length and breadth of the country. We have a storage of about 421,000 cubic meters across 6 depots. Tema, which is in, you know where Tema is, Crab depot in Tema. Then we have Akosombo, we have Mami Water, we have Kumasi, and then we have a depot in Buipe, and then a depot in Bolga. Bolga is our export station. So Bolga is where most of the exports should be taking place. Between Buipe and Bolga, we have a booster station because the pipeline is very long, the pressure goes down, and so you need a booster station to boost the pressure so that it will get to the destination. So what happens is that when the cargo comes or the products come on the Atlantic Ocean, it gets to Tema. If it is crude oil, you can see clearly that there's Tor there. So if it is crude oil, the products are pumped to Tor for Tor to refine, and when Tor refines very well, the products get into our tanks in APD. And it's from APD that we distribute the products across the country. And from APD, it gets to the north through Mami Water and Akosombo. We have 4 barges on the Akosombo Lake and a tugboat. And once the products are pumped into the barges, then the tugboat pulls the products along the Akosombo Lake all the way to Buipe. And once it gets to Buipe, it serves the whole northern regions. And then in order to access it at Bolga, it is also pumped through our pipeline to Bolga. So in a nutshell, this is the BOST network that we have to leverage on to ensure that the will of the people of Ghana is achieved through the three mandates. So yes, I haven't given you the background. BOST was formed in 1993. I think that's the only thing I left out. So I've been giving you the background. Let me let you appreciate what we came to meet in 2017. Because once you appreciate that, you will now appreciate the effort we have put in place till date. So I'll just run you through a quick update on a quick review of our challenges pre-2017. They are grouped into three. So I have the financials, and then I have the infrastructure bit, and then I have the compliance bit. So I'll start with the financials. So when we came in, we had a trade liability or a trade debt, which meant that people had sold products to BOST and BOST owed them some money, up to $624 million US. Let me repeat. We had a trade liability of $624 million US as a company. Not only that, we had some domestic debt as well that we had to look for money to pay, amounting to 416 million Ghana cedis. So imagine taking over a company and then all of a sudden realizing that, wow, I owe people $624 million US. Not only that, but you also owe local banks 416 million Ghana cedis. That's a Herculean task. And then you go forward and you realize that, no, not only that, there were some bulk distribution companies, BDCs, who had brought in products to BOST. And when they were coming for their products, some of the products had shot. It had either evaporated or, I don't know. But the products were not there. And when they did the assessment in 2018, 2017, thereabouts, it was equivalent to $37 million US. So not only you owed people, your suppliers, $624 million, not only you owed banks, local banks, 416 million Ghana cedis, you also had BDCs that you had to look for $37 million to pay. We also had a capex liability of $106 million US, which arose out of an EXIM loan that was granted BOST. Out of that loan, we had bought some pipelines that were stuck in the US since 2008. So that was a snapshot of the liabilities, our balance sheet. Money we had to look for, money the company didn't have. BOST capitalization is only 500,000 cedis. So even if they sell the whole company and say they want to use it to pay for all these things, all they could get was around 500,000 cedis, because that was our capitalization, with a lot of losses made over the years. In terms of our revenue earning assets, which are the assets I talked about earlier that BOST needed to use to make some money, because for the tank farms, we rent it out. When we rent the tank farm, BDCs who don't have storage, we charge them a little fee. The pipelines, instead of using the road, when we use the pipeline, the monies that should have gone to the tanker owners, a fraction of it comes to BOST, because the pipeline is the cheapest mode of transportation. Our barges, when we use our barges for transportation as well, the monies that should have gone to the transport owners, a fraction of it also comes to BOST as we use our own infrastructure. So when BOST becomes efficient, when BOST starts using its own infrastructure, BOST makes money. And when BOST makes money, the people of Ghana makes money. The company runs very well. However, that is to the detriment of some other section of our brothers and sisters in this country who may not be happy because the volumes that would normally accrue to them to lift on the road comes into BOST. So, as of 2017, 100% of our 364-kilometer pipeline was out of service. That meant that we could not make money from the pipeline. 100% of our barges were out of service. That meant that not only the pipelines were getting zero revenue, the barges as well were getting zero revenue because 100% of the barge infrastructure was out of service. We have 51 tanks where we store fuel in, and 15 out of the 51 tanks, 30% of that was also out of service. So we could only leverage on just 36 or something tanks, 34 something tanks for our business. 50% of our depots in Mamewata, Akosombo, and Bolga was also totally out of service. So look at how much money you owe, and the assets that could generate some income for you as well was totally out of service. So basically, there was no way you could generate funds to even start paying off these guys we owed. When you look at the regulatory side, we hadn't audited our accounts from 2015 to 2016. That meant that even if you wanted to go for any facility from a bank or anywhere, you didn't have the books required for them to look at your performance to say, yes, you can pay back the loan, so let me loan you some money. Also, it was during these 2015, 2016 when the accounts hadn't been audited, when bonuses were being paid to staff. So one would ask, on what basis were these bonuses being paid when the accounts hadn't been audited? We also had a tax liability, 47 million Ghana cedis. This was over a certain period we hadn't paid. And then we had a contingent liability. A lot, because of BOST financial situation, a lot of companies had taken us to court. And if those cases, if BOST lost, BOST would have to look for 161 million Ghana cedis to pay these guys as a result of the bad cases we had. We didn't have money. There were some lands we had bought. We paid some advance. We hadn't paid the rest. People had brought in their products. They've gone missing. They are taking. So all these things were there. And then, you remember I said that because BOST built their infrastructure in unprofitable areas in the country, in the wisdom of the founders of BOST, what they did was they voted a particular margin, and it's called a BOST margin, so that it would assist BOST take care of the infrastructure located in the very unprofitable areas like Mamiwata, Kosombo, Buipe, Bolga. I mean, I don't see any of my BDC friends who are building their tank farms in Tema, which is the most profitable area, building anywhere outside Tema. So in the wisdom of the founders of BOST, that margin was voted. Now, in 2011, that margin was 3 pesos. Fast forward to 2019, the margin was still 3 pesos. Meant that margin had lost almost all its value it had lost 82% of its value, basically, because we live in an inflationary environment. The cedi, a lot of our inputs for maintenance are denominated in dollars. The cedi in 2011 is, the cedi to dollar ratio in 2011 is way different from the cedi to dollar ratio in 2019. So this is what bedeviled BOST when we took over. The culture was not too interesting. So you can see on the slide there some of our infrastructure that were idling and rotting away. Can you go back, please? Yes. So you could see on your top left, you could see our 1967 technology batteries that was supposed to power, that was supposed to, a UPS system that was supposed to hold the depot when the power goes off until the generator picks up. That was totally out of service. Our tugboat, a new tugboat we had bought in the bottom left corner, a new tugboat in Debre. It was rotting away in Debre. You can see some pumps that had been decommissioned, some tank farms rotting away. Our barges, BOST 3 and 4, you can see those barges that had been decommissioned. And so basically, this was the company, the state of your company called BOST in 2017. Not only did we have that, even though instead of using the monies to fix the infrastructure, we had also started investing in other projects. So there was very high capital work in progress. And you all know that if you start any project and you don't complete it, you cannot monetize the project. It sits in your books as an asset, but it's an asset that is earning zero revenue. And so about $57 million had been invested in infrastructure, pipeline infrastructure that was stuck in Houston. Those are the pipelines and the skids you can see on the screen there. We had also started a project, a depot upgrade project, about $20-something million, and the containers there had some equipment in there, but the project had stalled because we didn't have money. You all remember the $39 million head office wahala. We had started a head office project, and when you mix politics with business, sometimes they don't go well. The project stalled till 2022. So this was the state, and it made our balance sheet look good, but you had a lot of assets not bringing you revenue. Next. So fast forward to today, what have we done and what is the state of your company called BOST? So the first one is that out of the 624 million US dollars, out of the 460 million Ghana cedis, we've paid 98% of that money. The outstanding, it's about, the outstanding on that, we paid 92% with about 32 million cedis outstanding of that money. Now, out of the 624 million US dollars, we paid all of it. 100% of that money is paid. Now, the BDCs, who claimed we owe them 37 million US dollars, we conducted a forensic audit, and thanks to my predecessor, he had put in place a team to look into this 37 million liability. What I did when I came was I invited Yoko and I invited the national security to be part of this team. And God being so good, this team did a wonderful job. They saved this country 26 million US dollars because that 37 million US dollars, when they finished the work, which took about 9 months, all these BDCs who claimed we owe them $37 million all signed to the fact that it wasn't $37 million, but we owed only 10 point something million. We've also audited our accounts. I have signed a 2015 account, 2016 account, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021 accounts. So now in terms of compliance, we've caught up, and we are happy about that. In terms of the 47 million tax arrears, I can tell you today that we don't owe GRA. We don't have any arrears with GRA. We are up to date. I'm sure you all witnessed our annual general meeting, which is one out of a very long time that we have done to report to the people of Ghana our performance. And we are happy that it was very transparent as well. Our Tema to Akosombo pipe, our Buipe to Boga pipeline, we have repaired it, and we are happy to let you know that the Boga depot now is working, so we are able to have some exports through Boga to some neighboring countries. Our Tema to Akosombo pipeline, we have repaired it. Only that we have decided we are not going to use it now because we don't have ice on the pipeline. What do I mean by that? Anytime you push water into the pipeline, 100% of the water gets to the other end. But anytime you push petroleum products, it looks like there are some dwarfs on the way that feed on those pipelines. So we have decided that we are not going to use the pipeline until we put the electronic ice on it. So we are installing a leak detection system that would detect any leak on the pipeline, and an intrusion detection system that can tell us as soon as anybody tries getting close to the pipeline, an alarm will sound, and then in collaboration with the security agencies, we will know exactly where the attempt is being made. We've also decided to buy the military and the security agents some military-grade drones so that they can use the drones to monitor this critical national infrastructure. Yes, so I've talked about a lot of the repairs. There's a lot of operational efficiency happening, and because of a lot of the repairs of the pumps, loading arms, the infrastructure, it used to take us 4 hours to turn around a truck that came into our system. As you and I speak, we have managed to reduce the 4 hours to 1 hour 30 minutes. That is operational efficiency. It also used to take us almost 7 days to load all our barges. But we did some re-engineering and some replacement of equipment, valves, etc. at Akosombo. And what that has done is that it has enabled us to reduce the barge turnaround time from 7 days to almost 1.5 days. That is huge operational efficiency. So we're able to do more in less time. Because of all of these things, our revenue earning assets, which was hovering around 18%, is now at almost 95% as we speak. And our asset utilization has also improved a little. These are the hard stuff, but there are some soft stuff as well we have done. We've put in place some 15 policies. You know, in every organization, what really helps build the culture or change the culture is policies and procedures. And so the board has signed off 15 new policies that is now guiding our behavior in the company. And I can say that is one of the key drivers of performance in our company. Some of the policies include a bonus policy, an HR policy, a finance policy, how money is spent, field operations policy, health and safety policy, ethics policy, amongst others. So 15 new policies have been implemented. We've also put in place a risk and compliance unit that will ensure that we identify risks and also mitigate them before they become challenges. With respect to expanding the business, we want to build a pipeline from Accra to Kumasi. We know that pipeline will cause a lot of problems by dislodging a lot of the transport owners out of business. So the Minister of Energy has directed that we have to ensure that 20% of equity in that project is given to the transport owners. That means that the transport owners will be invited to invest so that as they get displaced on the road, because the pipeline is also a transportation medium, just like their trucks, they can also have some ownership in the pipeline and not lose out completely. We've also decided to build LPG tank farms across all our depots. I'm sure yesterday you heard the Director General of the CEO of NPA talking about LPG. LPG is going to be our transition fuel, moving away from the dirty ones to renewables. In the middle, the gas can help a lot. And so we are also helping to facilitate these objectives by building new tanks, LPG tank farms in the 4 depots. The front-end engineering design or FEED is ongoing for the LPG project. The Kumasi pipeline FEED is ready. And so we'll start the procurement process very soon to identify a partner who will come and build, own, operate, and transfer to us after a certain number of years. Yes. So, having said all these things, one will ask, and so what? You've done all these things, and so what's in it for Ghana? Has Ghana benefited? Internally, we know what we have done, and we are proud of how operationally efficient we have become. Looking at where we are coming from, where we had 0% of our barges working, now we have 100% working. 0% of our pipelines, now we have 100% working. 15 tanks not working, now we have only 3 tanks not working. We've repaired 12 out of the 15. We've been operationally efficient. I mean, it took 4 hours. Now we are doing the same work in 1.5 hours. It took 7 days to load barges. Now we're doing it in less than 2 days. So internally, we know what we have done. But for the shareholders, which is the people of Ghana who invariably own BOST, what is in it for them and what is the bottom line? So what we have here is the revenue, the top line. And the reason why I brought this slide is to let the public see the correlation between the efficiency and the revenues. Because some of our friends on the other side, as well as our friends, brothers and sisters, say that, oh, it's only the BOST margin increase that's giving them some revenue. But if you look at this slide and you look at the trend from 2017 coming, you can see clearly that if you look at the marine transport, for example, that's the last row. If you look at the last row, you can see it's been 0 from 2016, 0, 0, 0. 2019, it was even 0. The barges started working in 2020, late part of 2020, and you can see some revenue number there. And then it worked the full year, almost 9 months of 2021, and you can see a 5-time jump from almost 3 million to almost 15 million Ghana cedis. So that is the direct relationship between the repair of the barges and then the income. You can also look at the storage and rack. You can see that as of 2018, when it was 16 million, the revenues were 16 million. We started repairing the tanks, and you can see it's grown gradually, organically, from 16 to 38 to 50.4 to 52.6. So you can see a gradual increment, and it's related to the monies we invested to repair. If you look at the product sales as well, the years we had our highest product sales was in 2016. And I really commend the managers of the company at that time in terms of the revenue. Because that was the year we made 3 billion Ghana cedis, our highest revenue ever in the history of this company. But you can see that once you start building liabilities and the market starts losing confidence in you, your product sales starts reducing because you owe a lot of people. And so over time, from 2016, you can see a drastic decrease to 3 billion to 264 million Ghana cedis. And then we gradually started building the confidence again in the marketplace. And from 2020 to 2021, you can see almost double the amount we did. So this goes to show you that, yes, BOST margin plays a role, but only 34% of that revenue in 2021. And so BOST margin cannot only account for everything. Also, don't forget that the BOST margin comes at a cost. That cost is a social cost, which is to help manage and maintain the infrastructure as well as build new ones if you have surplus. Without the BOST margin, the wisest thing to do will be to take out that cost as well, so that then Edwin and his team will just also focus on Accra Tema. But the moment we do that, the country loses, and all of you will be paying more than you have to pay for fuel, because there's a transportation cost, there's a storage cost in those areas that has to be borne by someone. And that is the essence of the BOST margin. We couldn't have done all these things without the Ministry of Energy and NPA, supported by the civil society organizations who initially were against the increment of the BOST margin. If you remember, in 2019, end of 2019, the BOST margin was increased by Honorable John Peter Meu's era. But then the CSOs were not happy. And so within we asked for 12 pesos. The reason why we asked for pesos was that in 2011, the 3 pesos in 2011 was equivalent to 2 cents. So when we made our case to the ministry, we said, Minister, just give us the 2 cents equivalent in 2019. The minister, and that 2 cents equivalent in 2019 was 12 pesos. The minister said no way. He wasn't going to burden Ghanaians unnecessarily. So even though we asked for 12 pesos, what they gave us was 6 pesos, half of what we got. And it was interpreted as having increased BOST margin by 100%. But guess what? That little money we got, we used it very wisely to achieve the numbers you're seeing now. So imagine we had gotten all the 12 pesos. We could have done way better. On the screen is a snapshot of our 2016 to 2021 financials. I said earlier that the years we made our highest revenue was in 2016. And it's BOST's dream today to get to the 2016 numbers in terms of the top line very soon. And we believe that by end of next year, we should be hitting that 3. But look at the items in red. There's a line item called administrative expenses. The year we made our highest revenue is the year we made our highest administrative expense. Do you see that? And in 2016, it was the year we made our highest loss of 459 million Ghana cedis. So we set record in all areas in 2016. We made our highest revenue in 2016. We made our highest operating expense in 2016. And then we made our highest loss in 2016. Fast forward that to, and look at the staff strength in 2016. It was lower, 347 people in 2016. Now fast forward to 2021. In 2021, our revenue is not up to the 3 billion. I'm sure you can see that. In 2021, our revenue is just a little over 1 billion Ghana cedis. But look at our administrative expenses. Our administrative expenses in 2021, even with an increased number of staff, our administrative expenses is less than half that of the 2016 number. Now let me ask you a question. In this environment, do costs keep going down or they go up? We should have been budgeting for maybe a 1 billion administrative expense, and that would be normal. But look, and this is operational efficiency. This is putting your money to real good use. Because even though time, inflation, depreciation happens, even though staff numbers have increased, our administrative expenses have halved. And if you come and look at the bottom line, we have made 160 million Ghana cedis, thereabout, profit after tax. So imagine we made the same 3 billion. Our profit will be hovering around 1.5 billion or 1.6 billion Ghana cedis. And this is money that will get back into the economy. And we are very proud of what we've done. My team and I, including the board, is very proud of this achievement. And we are happy that the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, really had confidence in us and retained us to deliver this value for Mother Ghana. Next slide. So this next slide shows, I brought this slide to help explain standards and the intellectual dishonesty sometimes you hear on radio on the BOST margin, etc. The blue line is our revenues. So you can see the blue line. You can see clearly that the blue line, after a while, they went to the highest revenue in 2016, and then the blue columns. And then the revenue reduced, and it's picked up gradually, according to in 2021. The green line is the profit. You can see there's been losses, at least for the first time. After a while, we've made the green line, which is some profit, and we are happy. But my interest on this slide is on the red curve. The red curve shows the percentage of BOST margin to total revenue. So the BOST margin contribution to total revenue across time. And you can see from 2011, 2012, the BOST margin to total revenue was hovering around 41% and 47% and 51%. If you add them, you get about 49% on the average. In 2021, the BOST margin contribution to total revenue is 34%, way lower than the contribution in those years. So sometimes when the arguments are made, they are not facts and figures, because when you look at the facts and figures from the audited accounts, 41, when it was 47%, 51%, the profits that was made there was around 12 million, 11 million. When it is 34% contribution, we are making a profit of 160 million Ghana cedis. That is real operational efficiency, and that is something that I think people should know. Thank you. Next slide. So, having described where we're coming from, what we did with the resources you gave us, and then the outcome in terms of performance, what is the way forward? I think that's very critical because we've now crossed the zero mark and we can't keep talking about the past. So next year when I come, I will not talk about 2017. I'll talk about 2021, where we were in 2021 and where we are going in the future. We're done with the past. We have paid all the debts. We have repaired all the infrastructure. We are happy. We've paid bonus to our staff because it's in their collective bargaining agreement that when the company makes profit, a portion of it should be given back to staff as motivation. So for those of you who are brothers and sisters in BOST who haven't told you that they've made bonus, they've collected some nice money, please, for the wives of the BOST staff, for the girlfriends of the BOST staff, please go and collect your portion. So a way forward. So our strategy hasn't changed. We are still going to be pursuing our strategy with laser-focused attention. Our strategy is basically twofold. We want to enhance operational efficiency, which we have started, and you can see the operational efficiency. We're going to keep doing that a lot. But now the focus now will start moving from operational efficiency to aggressively growing the business. And that is why we talked about the LPG, new product in existing market. That is why we talked about exports. The guy in charge of exports is sitting here. He's supposed to ensure that he quadruples our export business because that is what will help this country a lot. In terms of forex, we don't need to go and look for forex to bring in oil because we sell in dollars, we collect our money in dollars. So that pressure on finance and the Bank of Ghana for forex will go down. And we believe we can play a key role. We are also building new pipelines. That will be a new route in an existing market. That would enhance our fortunes as well. So it's very simple. Continually become operationally efficient and then grow the business for the people of Ghana. But we can't do any of this without building a good brand. At least the brand has improved a little. Because when I came in, my staff were not happy wearing their tags, their name tags in town. But now that we've made profit, all my tags want to wear the BOST t-shirt and walk around town to show that, yes. So the brand is changing. So we're happy about that. But there's a lot of work to do to sustain that, to ensure that our ethics policies, our HR policies work. No favoritism, become performance focused. When you deliver, you make money. When you don't deliver, you don't make any money. So we're going to build a great brand and also build a good performance management culture. My staff and I, including the board, believe in meritocracy. So we're going to make sure that we extract a lot of value from the people you have mandated us to pay, but we'll get the value from them to ensure that we grow this business. So in a nutshell, this is our strategy, and those are the projects supporting the strategy. So you can see there's some green. Those ones, we've executed them. There are some white ones which we'll do next year, and then there's some red ones which has delayed, but we are getting back on track. So next slide. The focus for next year actually is re-export. And I'm very passionate about this re-export because the absorption capacity for Ghana is small. But then there's a $970 million opportunity in Burkina Faso and Mali. And we want to tap into that. But in order to do that, we need a multi-sectorial approach. And I'm happy to let you know that the Minister of Energy is leading this discussion to ensure that all the non-tariff barriers that reduce our potential are removed by NPA so that we can really aggressively grow the exports. The benefits of this will be huge in terms of imagine we're getting $450 million out of this export. That's $450 million we don't need Bank of Ghana or Ministry of Finance to go and look for, to erode our reserves, to give to BOST. This is money that would come to BOST as cash, and that we can use it to bring in the products to BOST. So in the next few years, we're going to be heavily focused on this, and we hope that the obstacles in the re-export business is dealt with. Now, why am I passionate about this? In Singapore, if you look at where Singapore is not surrounded by landlocked countries, because the sea touches a lot of countries around Singapore. But Singapore has deliberately positioned itself for re-export, intentionally. So Singapore, in 2021, their oil re-export was equivalent to $40 billion. How much is Ghana's GDP? Singapore's their total trade is $1.2 trillion, out of which 40 billion, not million, billion US comes from oil re-export. Ghana is so fortunate that you have a lot of countries who depend on Ghana, who is close to the sea. So we have to be intentional about this re-export strategy, because it can really put Ghana on a certain level. This $1 billion, if we are intentional about it, I can promise Ghana that we can bring in almost 30 to 40% of that money to help cushion the depreciation of the city. So I guess that's the last slide. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And Madam Minister, thank you very much for inviting us. Thank you to the President once again. Thank you to the Honorable Minister, Honorable Matthew Opoku Prempeh. Thank you to National Petroleum Authority. Thank you to SIGA. Thank you to the Auditor General, who, without him identifying the flaws in BOST, the audit, we would not have put all those processes in place. Thank you to my board of directors, led by Mr. Eko Hackman, whose focus on performance is par excellence. Thank you to the other board members. Thank you to my staff. Because guess what? The same people who were there in 2017 are the same people there today doing these wonders. And so I say thank you to them, because without them, I'm not the one going to monitor the tank farms and transfer products left, right, center. They are the ones doing the job. And thank you to Mother Ghana for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
And thank you for the insightful presentation, MD. If there is something that really, hit me in course of your presentation, it was the fact that you are making money or generating revenue doesn't mean you have to spend the revenue. It means you still have to be prudent and efficient in terms of financial management. Make sure you plug that the economic development of the country. I was also fascinated by the fact that revenue directly depends on repairs and maintenance of the infrastructure that we have in the sector. And just to note that you've been able to repair and spray all 4 barges, repair 12 out of 15 tanks, including tanks in Kumasi, APD, Bupe, and Bolgatanga, that you have been able to clear all tax arrears and ensure that there is equitable distribution of oil products to all parts of the country because of your operations. On behalf of Ghanaians, I also say thank you for your role in ensuring that when we go to the pump, we get oil. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I will invite you, if you have any question for the MD of BOST, this is the best time to ask. If we see your hand, we'll bring the microphone to you. You mention your name and media house and proceed to ask your question. Okay.
Thank you. I'm impressed with the presentation, but I have a few questions. My name is Atamensa from GNE. Atamensa from GNE. Yeah. And so, apart from the BOST margin that help the company in repairing those infrastructures, where other sources did you get money in those investments? Maybe you can tell, maybe you borrowed money from somewhere to help in repairing the pipelines and then farm tanks. Then the operational deficiencies that were happening from 2012 to 2016, I realized a lot of efficiency going on. So I want to find out whether the audit that you conducted were able to implicate some people who were the cause of these efficiencies, the deficiencies. Yeah, if you're able to tell us. Then, the world is talking about energy transition, and they want us to use clean energy, use nuclear, use electricity in even our cars. By even 2030, that is the projection. How is BOST positioning yourself so that you don't lose out? We want BOST to work so that we get money. How are you positioning yourself so that we don't lose out? Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. Nana.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Professor. There used to be a case where Ghanaians were hearing something like contaminated oil from BOST. That was a very worrying situation, worrying trend. How have you dealt with that situation to, as it were, nip it in the bud, if something like that has happened before? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Nanapo.
Thank you, Mr. Professor. The last time you appeared here, you spoke about some procured pipelines that were locked up in Texas. I would want to find out what's the status. Have we been able to bring them down? Have they been installed? Did it play any role in improving your revenue generation? Thank you very much. The name is Cliff, Ghanaian Times. Yeah.
Okay, we can take 2 more questions. I can see Sarah's hand.
Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Apenkra. I report for TV3. MD, please, you mentioned that there are still conversations ongoing to find source of fund to buy the fuel for the strategic reserve. I want to find out how soon would this be resolved and what are the options available to us. I also want to find out the fuel available in our strategic stock. How many weeks will it take to finish?
Thank you for the question. Any other question? Okay, MD, I think that's the last one.
Thank you, Madam Minister. Thank you for your questions as well. So, Mr. Atamensa, GNA, I'm happy you asked your first question because I nearly forgot the immense role National Procurement Authority played in our journey. So, NPA gave us a loan as well, almost 30 million cedis. And that helped us a lot, in especially fixing the pipeline and then the bulk depot before the BOST margin was approved. We are still paying back the loan with interest to the regulator, and so we say thank you. That's why I thank them very well. But this was the reason why I thanked them. So in terms of other sources, yes, NPA. No bank was willing to lend us any money. No bank, because the state in which the company was. Don't forget that we also owed the banks a lot of money, 416 million Ghana cedis. So if you are the managing director of any of those banks, there's no way you would increase your risk with BOST. So it was NPA and then the people of Ghana through the BOST margin who came to our rescue. And so that's what happened. In terms of operational deficiencies, you said that the audit implicate people. Yes, a lot of the people who caused a lot of the mess, a lot of them had already resigned. Those that were found culpable were disciplined. I mean, there's currently, every time there's today, because of the audit findings, every time there's a disciplinary procedure ongoing. And as I speak to you, there are a lot of about 6 or 7 disciplinary procedures ongoing in BOST. And if the people are found culpable, as per the collective bargaining agreement, they shall be dealt with. That is the only way you can change the culture. If people do stuff like that and you don't discipline them, then there's a problem. But you have to do it within the framework of the collective bargaining agreement to garner the support of all stakeholders, especially the unions. So we are working on that. Your last question was on energy transition. How is BOST positioning so we don't lose out? My personal opinion on energy transition is that, when you talk about transition, it means that you are moving from A to B. It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is a gradual evolution. We are not going to. There's no energy in this world today that can compete with oil and gas. There's no energy in this world today that is reliable, plentiful, and available. No energy. The sun is not available 24 hours. The wind is not available 24 hours. They are all intermittent. And they are all very expensive sources of power. So I think the strategy should be an evolution, gradual evolution. And I'm sure you heard me talk about the transition fuel, which is the LPG and the gas. So BOST putting in place infrastructure to take its rightful position in the transition journey. We are also going to we started building a lot of carbon sinks across the length and breadth of the country. We are partnering Forestry Commission, etc. Once they start the carbon trading, we'll take some points from the carbon trading to enable us also access some green financing out there. We know that the portfolio of funds will dwindle from dirty investments in dirty fuel to cleaner fuels. But as we gather our our carbon credits, we should be able to use some to do some of these projects. So that is how we are positioning. Also, the Ministry of Energy has launched the Petroleum Hub. I'm sure you know about the Petroleum Hub. There's a Petroleum Hub authority or company that has been set up. We are positioned in there in terms of the storage and then the transportation infrastructure in the downstream sector. So that is how we are handling that. To Nana Poku talked about contaminated oil from BOST. How have we dealt with? Normally, I talked about 15 processes. That meant that there were no real processes in-house. So where you don't have a lot of processes, it's free for all. And people with innovative minds can do stuff, especially when they would benefit from it. And so contaminated fuel, I can promise you, will be a thing of the past. The last bit of the contamination that we have to deal with is our products in trucks. The products ownership moves from BOST to the truck owners. The truck owners now have to move their product from one place to another before they hand it over to BOST again. Now our challenge we are having is that during that journey, sometimes what you talk about can happen. And so we're leveraging technology. We are putting in place mini laboratories in the various depots to identify the contaminated through the journey. And once that is done, the drivers will be held accountable, handed over to the police, etc. With contamination within BOST, I can tell you for a fact that it's not going to happen again, because the depots now have been outsourced to a third party. So it's like you're paying insurance. That third party, I don't think it's in its interest to supervise contamination, because he will pay heavily for that. And since they came, TSL came to BOST in 2015, I can tell you for a fact that we haven't had any product loss or any of these contamination or yes, any of these contamination. So we have a grip on the contamination, and it won't happen again. Cliff, you asked about the pipelines in Texas. Oh, where have you been? As at November 2020, those pipelines have been delivered to Ghana. So we brought the pipelines to Ghana. And in 2023, if you look at the projects, it's in part of our plans for 2023. We would install that pipeline between, it's a 12-inch pipeline. The strategy is that it has to, as volumes are growing, the current 6-inch pipeline cannot take all the volumes. So we would rather use the 6-inch pipeline to serve a different area between Easton and Volta, and then the 12-inch pipeline will go straight to Akosombo into the barges, and then it would serve the increasing volumes out there. So that is on our plan next year. Sarah, TV3, you talked about ongoing funds for strategic reserves, conversations. I don't want to preempt the policymaker, so I'm not going to answer that. I'll just let you know that there are serious conversations ongoing led by the Minister of Energy, of which I am part of, and there are other stakeholders. And you wanted a timeline. I know that by beginning of next year, I'm sure we would have found a solution. Not necessarily, I'm asking for more money, but there are other alternatives as well. And I don't want to preempt him, so I'll leave it like that. But I know that before January 1, 2023, I'm sure the minister will come out to announce the solution he's found for the country that would alleviate our petroleum security fears. Thank you very much.
Please, if you have any follow-up question, okay, call. And then, okay, I've seen another hand here. And yes, okay. So those will be the last set of questions. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Echo. I report for Bloomberg. Maybe I missed certain portions, but how much exactly in total were you owing, and how much have you paid, and when do you reckon you can complete the payment? And you also spoke about piping to the north, where you give an estimated about $1 billion opportunity. Must I tell you that the likes of Ivory Coast have also discovered hydrocarbons, and the Francophone clique will come in as your primus inter pares in terms of competition. What strategy do you have in that regard? And maybe finally, how challenging has it been? Because you spoke about all these things, but you still buy in dollars, but you sell your fuels in cedis. How do you resolve that conundrum, given that within a 1-year enclave, our cedi has moved from 6 to close to 12? How has that affected your top line, middle line, and bottom lines? Thank you.
Okay, so we'll take the second and then the last.
So I asked 2 questions and he answered 1. I wanted to find out how much stock we had in the reserve and how long it will last.
Oh, he had already mentioned that. Okay. Yes, that they have 13 days, but together with they have about 50 to 55 days. Yes.
My name is Joshua Smith. I represent thinknewsonline.com. Okay. The last time you spoke to me, you mentioned that some 600 million you were chasing from some institutions. You mentioned it as a worry, and you also said that Yoko is also helping you in getting that. You said you were in court with some people. Can you give us up to speed on where you've got into so far?
Okay. So MD will answer the questions and also give us his concluding remarks.
Josh, I'll start from the bottom. Josh, thank you very much. The last time, it wasn't 600 million. I said about 60 million. And out of the 60 million, Yoko has have collected almost 10% of this. The thing about those people who owe you BOST margin, it's like VAT. They collect, the OMCs are supposed to collect the money on your behalf, because that is where the customer pays. A lot of them collect the money and use it for their personal interest, and the company dies. That's the challenge. So a lot of the companies, you can't find them. Even though they came in as OMCs, they operated for a while, rack up their BOST margin, and then they vanish. Yoko is still working on this because now it's an economic crime issue, and I'm sure hopefully we can raise the veil and look for the directors behind those companies and attach their assets so that the people of Ghana can collect their money. So I hope that addresses your question. Stock in reserve, Madam, I'm sure. Echo asked three questions, very interesting. How much was owed, how much has been paid? Out of the $624 million, we have paid 100%. Out of the 100%, BOST paid 68% of that money. Government paid 32% of that money. In terms of exports, you asked, Cote d'Ivoire is also refining. That is true. And the French click. The competitive advantage we have is that the quality of our oil is better, is the best among the sub-regions. So a lot of the countries would rather prefer, in the absence of any non-tariff barrier, would rather Ghana to pick their products instead of going to Cote d'Ivoire. And so, yes, the more tariff barriers we put in place, the more we'll steer that opportunity to our neighboring countries. But if we're able to remove the non-tariff barriers, I can guarantee you that we will compete effectively and get a fair share. Especially, the second competitive advantage is Bolga. Bolga is so close to the border. Today, a lot of them travel about 900 kilometers to Accra to come and pick their fuel from some of the private depots. But if through MPA we put the right regulation in place, they will limit their travel to Bolga. And Bolga, the journey sometimes to Cote d'Ivoire, through Burkina to, from Mali through Burkina to Bolga, sometimes can be the same. And so they would rather prefer BOST. The critical thing is to remove the non-tariff barriers, and we can trade effectively, especially within the African Free Trade Continental Agreement framework. So we have acknowledged the threat. Thank you very much. But we'll work seriously to make sure we mitigate it. Price risk. You also asked, somebody asked about, was it you? Yeah, price risk. This is a trade secret that I won't want to divulge. Yes, the risk is real. Very, very, very real. You can buy products today, the next day in cities, the next day you go to the market, you will not get the same volume of money. How we are able to mitigate it to still make huge profits and not refinance any of our cargo since 2019. We have never refinanced any cargo in 2019, and every trade has been profitable. It's a trade secret I'm sure you would not want me to divulge publicly. So I won't divulge it publicly. But we have what it takes to make sure that for BOST, we manage our price risk reasonably. Central Bank supports us. The Central Bank supports all the BDCs. And we take advantage of the central banks, but we don't get everything we want. We don't get everything we want. We hope they will do much better for a state-owned entity like BOST, but they don't give us any preferential treatment. The other ways we manage it I can't divulge. So thank you very much for the opportunity, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you so much, MD and your team, for making time for this very important exercise. I didn't want it to end. There is so much to learn from your presentation, but it's to watch you and know that this is a leader who is visionary and has clarity in terms of the direction that he's sending the company for the benefit of all Ghanaians. So thank you so much for making time. Our friends, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We hope you spread the word, the good news, and let us all support BOST in delivering excellence. Have a good afternoon.
Putting us together, bringing us together in this room, as you rightly say. And well, let's have a short period of silence to commemorate him.
May his soul.
Thank you very much.
May his soul and all the departed soul rest in perfect peace. Amen.
I think you have been talking. You have not been talking to me before. You have been talking to Mark Stebe, I assume. Mark. I assume Mark has been in contact with you. That's our commercial manager / CEO. I'm the CTO, also the founder of GhanaWeb. Now, and I understand you have been in close contact with our departed colleague, Echo. You have to forgive me, I'm not well prepared to take over the dialogue, because we are all devastated. But yet, I'm here to continue the talks which have been started, to start doing our cooperation together. But yes, forgive me, I'm not really informed about all what has been discussed, because this came for me as a shock. I just know it for about 2 hours. So we have to digest it. Now, I'm here, so really willing to take up the conversation. Now that Echo is no longer amongst us.
So sad. A very painful loss. Somebody that we just spoke to on Friday. To leave us like that. We just say, God knows best, and we leave it in the hands of God. So we discussed with him that we needed to come here and not to take the many things that you do for us granted, and that we should come here and first of all show appreciation for the support that GhanaWeb is giving our industry and players in our industry, in terms of the eyeballs and ears. And that is what we normally do to reach out to the consuming public. So we felt that this time, meet the team and thank them for all the support they've given us in the past. And that if we take it for granted, for all we know, we've hurt one of you, for which we should be here to apologize. We wouldn't know. So visits like that would ensure that if there is anything that we've done that is not in keeping with your aspirations, your vision, your mission, and all of that, we use such to amend and look at the way forward. So one of the reasons that we are here is to appreciate you for the support you've given to CIMG and to also discuss the way forward, what we can do in order to take this relationship a notch further. Even as anchor man and our convener is not here, it makes it even very necessary so that we know the people behind the scene. So our contact person is no longer, but we know Eric is there, we know he's there, we know, and even the founder. So we are blessed. To the extent that I thought we could have a meeting with the commercial team alone, I said no. I want to rope in the founder and I want to rope in the other management team because CIMG has grown and CIMG has a lot of legs. So they should know and they know where partnerships can be improved on or further partnership can help out going forward. So one of the things we discussed, I recall, was our professional marketing qualifications. So what it is at the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana is that on August 13, 2020, the government passed our act into law. So now Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana has an act, Act 1021, which then means that we can do two main things. Regulate the marketing profession, and certainly if you are regulating the marketing profession, then you are looking at it from marketing research and insight right down to customer relationship management, brand equity, and all of that. Aside that, we are to regulate the marketing profession and set standards. When we talk about standards, we are talking about regulations and all of that. So we thought that we should let you know so that wherever the gaps are, wherever we feel that it's not being regulated, we all come together and regulate it before somebody else regulates it for us. We know how best to regulate our profession rather than bring it
to be regulated by the government, but you want to regulate it?
Yes,
yourself.
because we have the act. Okay. We have the act to do that, and then we come along with practitioners in that regard. Aside that, what it did for us is for us to start our own exam. So we are now an awarding body. We can award our own professional qualifications, unlike before, where we would depend on Chartered Institute of Marketing in the UK and in Mohall, to be specific. Today, we have our own grown qualification in Ghana. And we did our first professional exams in December. We had 91 students, and we thank you for the support, yes, because you published articles on that for us. Then in June, just this past June, we did over 200. The third batch or the third cohort will be doing this December. So one of the things or benefits that you get from us is to make sure that the commercial department and the marketing department, those who would have an academic qualification and some exposure and experience can come along and then get a third leg, which is a professional qualification. Because it stays suicidal for an individual who has done a profession or who is practicing a particular trade or profession does not belong to a professional body. He needs to belong to a professional body because of standards, because of ethics, and what have you.
You want to be that body?
We are the body. Not that we want to be. We are the body.
Thank you for the correction.
Okay. And we have the act now to do that. What we are doing is the regulations, which we need to do hands-holding all of us together to develop it going forward, so that we have an understanding, so you don't go against it. The other thing we would want to discuss is that we've done some research that we feel you can partner us, bring eyeballs and ears to it. So last year, we did what we call the Customer Satisfaction Index, and I'm quite sure you have put life into it. For the banks, we did it face-to-face, and we did for retail banking. This year, we are in the field presently, and we are doing 4 corporate and retail as well, but this time online and not face-to-face. We want you to come on board when it's being launched. We want you to help ramp up the numbers for people to give their bank, feedback going forward. And there too, we feel we can partner to let this become a successful venture for us. We are not limited to banks. We want to extend it to insurance. We're going to extend it to private healthcare. We want to extend it to the business schools, and we want to extend it to the hotels for this year. But as we go along, we'll be doing such for the other industries as well, to measure quality service, to measure satisfaction, and to look at net promoter score and customer loyalty is very key and part of the mandate and part of the functions of the Chartered Institute of Market in Ghana. We also want to drive membership, and you note that most of our members are the CMOs. Most of our members are the advertisers. In as much as you would work with an advertising agency, in as much as you work with the media owner, you need the advertiser and you need the chief marketing operating officers, and they are in our membership. So what can we do for them to experience the brand GhanaWeb? Can we be sending them shout outs, birthday messages, wishing them well with their pictures on your platforms? And would that be engaging enough? These are some of the things we would want to discuss so we can take the relationship further notch higher, and such other things that would promote and give us a win-win situation going forward. So in brief, this is what we were discussing with the late Epo Blankson, and hence our meeting this morning. I'll stop here because this is the lady leading us. As I said, she is a council member and chair of the Publication, Publicity and International Affairs Committee at the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana. And I would want to stop here so she also comes in, and where the gaps are, he fills it for us. Thank you very much, and once again, our condolences and our sympathies to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Governor. And thank you all so much. Thank you, Founder, for giving us the opportunity. We are still in shock, and we are just trying to put ourselves together. Notwithstanding, you've said it all. Just to add that GhanaWeb is a strong brand in Ghana and even across Ghana. CIM Ghana has also come this far. We've built our brand over these years, and we have a lot of corporate entities that falls on our back. So coming to you today, as he said, what more can we do? You've been giving a lot to us. What more can we also do for you? Probably you can leverage on us, because you're also in business. So if more like you are a brand affiliate to CIMG Ghana, so wherever CIMG Ghana is mentioned, GhanaWeb is also being noticed and is also being acknowledged. When it happens that way, we are also able to promote your brand alongside. Okay, so corporate entities across all sectors, you can have business with them. And you can probably look at maybe not giving them the same costing you give generally, but because a CIMG, if let's say you charge 1,000 cedis per this, because you are, maybe you drop it to let's say 600. Remember, we want the market, we want the recognition, we want to penetrate.
You want to pass on the benefit to your members.
Good. So benefit to the members, and also you also come up. Okay, we know you have your clientele, but when it comes to business, we still want more. We still want more. So probably this is another angle we can look at to also help, build your brand for you. Because just to say thank you is thank you, but what are we doing? So this is one thing that we think we want to, drive alongside with you. So if you have any other, please let us know, and we'll be more than happy to really have this relationship bonded, for a win-win situation.
Okay. Did I understand you correctly that you want to perform customer surveys?
Yes.
On behalf of banks, insurance companies,
private healthcare,
other
business groups and hotels.
And you will do that to collect information, which can help those institutes, right?
Yeah.
And you think that, I assume that you think we can help you with that to perform those surveys, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that sounds very interesting, because of course we have the audience to do such surveys. It's my first thing, of course, this is the first time I sit together with you. But we have the audience to do such surveys, and we also have can arrange the technology to do it, to make sure we can run such surveys. And I think we have already done something like that, sounds like that, but that is at consumer level, the African consumer panel. We can run surveys to specific audiences, whatever people want. It's a side business we are doing. We can look into that. We can also look into setting up something very specifically to run such surveys for your outfit. But I assume that service will come, will be service charged. You charge money for your members, right? It's not like that a bank can come to you and say they want to run a survey. And no, there will be a financial model behind it. If I may ask, have you already discussed those parameters with
Yes, in fact, we've done the first one last year. So we have, in fact, we've gone far with the customer satisfaction index. The first one was done last year for the banks, supported by Ghana Association of Banks, and then the Bank of Ghana. So what we do is that you bring all 23 banks together. You have a technical team that looks at the methodology, the deployment, the questionnaire, the approach. So we've done that. In fact, as I speak to you now, we are in the field for that one. So the support we actually wanted was to ramp up visibility, to tell the customers that we've started the collection of feedback, and the fact that those who are your audience can go to the site or their bank's website to complete the questionnaire, So those were the kind of support we were looking at, because we're already in the field. But that shouldn't stop us doing other kinds of research. We don't need to do only customer satisfaction index. In fact, we are not just doing customer satisfaction index, we also do what we call the regional brand index. So we and GhanaWeb can agree on something to do. Certainly it can't be Ghana All Media Product Survey, which is also another project, because in Ghana All Media Product Survey it will be conflict of interest. If you know the ramps and tabs, the radio audience measurement, TV audience measurement, and that kind of thing, that is something we've done in the past, which we want to start. That one we can't involve you because you will be measured.
Okay, sure.
You will be measured in it. But there is certainly some areas that we can explore. Once we know there is a technology that we can use, once we know there is a process here that we can use, what we need to do is to identify that industry. It could be for industrialization. It could be to measure the success of 1D, 1F. But rather than just look at 1D, 1F, we want to know whether Ghana's drive on industrialization is paying off. That is something we can do with GhanaWeb. We can also do with GhanaWeb brand building process, what we call continued brand building processes for SMEs. Special one, because these days when I came into this industry, the nice things that we used to hear about branding is no longer there. I remember the custom milk stout and Guinness extra stout fight. I can tell you how we got Nunu scent and how Ghanaian agencies started doing adverts in pidgin English. I recall how even BBC Today would do a program on pidgin English. There is some history, there is some case study behind it. I remember this would have come out of the fight between Omo and Ariel. And Omo had a tough in Nigeria then. And realizing that the same would be done in Ghana, you know, on the back of communication, we're able to do the things they did to survive the market then. These are things that we would want to have on your platform, for which SME companies can read and also bring them along. It shouldn't be said that a company is born today, all the noise is made about the company 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, that brand or company is no longer. We can do something about that, and we would want to collaborate on that front, on that gap, to do something like that. So we'll take that thing up, do a concept note, share with you, and you see how you can help. Certainly the financial model comes in doing it first, because it's an industry-driven thing. We do it first, and then those who would want us to give it to them then buys it. But from day one, it's our own resources. Once it's completed, once the report is done, if you want a generic report, there's a cost to it. If you want a specific report, there is a cost to it. And certainly in the announcement, you don't share all the data. So the data is meant for sale. And you share the top lines. The top lines, and then you get people to come about. So we can look at those areas and others. But there are a lot of things that we should be doing for the marketing fraternity and for that space, because there is nothing like eyeballs, and yes, so we need that collaboration, we need that partnership, and I'm quite sure if we are able to do it, that will be a legacy for our late brother.
I see possibilities. I'm not a marketing expert. I wish I was. I don't think we.
That is here.
Yes.
And Eko did send him a message. Have you read that message?
No, I have not.
And he should show it to you. Eko handed over before he died to him.
Oh.
That's terrible, I asked him to share it on the platform for people to read that. He handed over to him even before he passed on.
So we don't have, I don't have that expertise in that field. I wish I had. Of course, we are a big company. We have this expertise in-house also. In our office in Amsterdam, we have got it in-house expertise. I'm mostly a technician. That's my background. I'm the founder. Basically, I'm the one who started building the platform ages ago. Google didn't even exist. Facebook didn't exist. I started in 1999 to build a platform. Gradually, it has been growing into what it is now. And if I hear about such initiatives, about doing surveys amongst consumers, selected consumers of course, I find it very exciting to start thinking about how we can collaborate on this. I cannot tell you in this meeting exactly how we could go about it, that's too early, but really excited about the idea. Of course, my colleagues here in the room in Amsterdam will share that sentiment. And my thinking is, how can we best arrange to do what we do best, to bring the eyeballs to your surveys. And well, you have to start thinking about a model, about how we can do it structurally, and how we can set up a financial model behind it that can sustain our efforts. Of course, if you're going to provide a service to banks, insurance companies, and the likes, you need to be compensated for the time and money you put into it. Also from your end, I assume you're not working as volunteers.
No, certainly not.
Certainly not, so you have to look into them. So that can be a discussion, and well, if I'm going to take part of that discussion, it will be from a technical perspective. Because if you ask a farmer to think about something, he will always think about his level, about crops and the rain and that stuff, and soil, the fertilizer. That's my background. I'm not really a marketing, but I understand the big importance of marketing and the potential for our group.
Good. So today is not a good day for us. Won't take much of your time. I think we've exhausted the discussion. We would continue with Eric. Sure. Get a concept paper on the ideas and areas we can collaborate. I realize that you are in some African countries. What we are doing also is to be on the African continent. So we, together with South Africa, Nigeria, Mauritius, Morocco, Zambia, Zimbabwe, we form what we call the African Marketing Confederation. In fact, we have a conference coming in October in Zimbabwe and all of that. We'll see how best we can connect you to these others, so that where we have a presence in Africa and where you also have a presence in Africa, the collaboration would also continue there on that front too. Yep. So that said, once again, thank you once again on behalf of the National President of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, the Governing Council and the entire membership of the Institute. We wish to express our condolences, our sympathies for this painful loss. Indeed, it is a painful loss. He is a member. We have also lost him dearly, and anyway, we'll see what to do. It's a difficult one. We didn't expect this at all. We didn't expect this. So once again, our condolences.
Thank you very much for gracing our offices and for the opportunity to partner going forward. And I believe that there are a lot more opportunities for us to do that and solidify our partnership. And I'm sure ECHO, wherever it is, will be happy that we'll carry it forward and we cement what he started. So thank you once again for coming.
Thank you. You need to take a group picture.
Yes.
You can see the camera people. But we need this background.
The background? Okay. So that's
it. Okay.
I got here today to say it. So guys, I'm currently at Bliss. So the last time I spoke to Anna, the Chapo family, she did mention that there are few places that kids could have fun. But I came here yesterday and I was really impressed, knowing that it's Ghanaian owned.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Bliss and everything everyone watching this video should know.
Okay, so Bliss Family Entertainment is an indoor gaming center. It has 2 sessions, that's the bowling alley and then a trampoline arena made up of 15 different games.
Yeah. From
slides to wall climbing, zip line, slam dunk. It is something that both adults and kids can actually partake in. People hear the name Bliss and they think it's for just kids. No.
Okay.
I have 60-year-olds and above actually coming in to have fun. So
yeah, yesterday
a place for all.
Oh yeah, yesterday I really had. I came here with my friends today. We really had fun.
Right.
The one I enjoyed most was the sliding.
The red one is called the Slippery Devil. The name itself connotes what it stands for.
I think if you are not fit, please don't do that.
And if you are not courageous and brave, yes, it's for the hard-hearted.
Yeah, but it was really fun.
Great.
So when did it start? How did this idea come? Because this place is located in a prime area.
Yes.
So yeah, how were you able to put all this together?
Okay, so I have a big sister. She's the main owner.
Okay.
One time we were sitting in the hall. She travels a lot and I don't.
Okay.
And we saw a YouTube video showing an indoor recreational center like that. And then we asked ourselves, why do you have to travel outside to experience something like this? So that's why we got the idea to try and bring something like that to Ghana, so that the Ghanaians who don't have the privilege to travel outside can also partake and experience in this wonderful adventure. So that's the goal behind Bliss.
I can relate, because the first time I tried bowling was when I went to Singapore.
Okay.
And I was like, but this is something we can have in Ghana. So I'm really happy.
We actually had one. That was some years back
at
in
Labadi.
Yeah,
the last time I went it was not
or something like that. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. This place. So who owns the place?
My big sister owns the place.
Is she Ghanaian?
She's Ghanaian, 100% Ghanaian, owned by a woman.
Wow. Okay, this is why you need to support Ghanaian-owned businesses.
Yes.
If you are in Ghana, if you are in even in the neighboring part of Ghana, come to Bliss, come and have fun with you and your kids. In fact, as she said, it's not only
and our rates are affordable. Usually, when you mention 110 for an hour for kids, people think that it's just jumping, but you can attest to the fact that when you got into the arena, there were so many different activities to partake in. In fact, the 1 hour wasn't enough. Yes, so you have so many things. The 1 hour, the 110 for 1 hour is worth it, actually.
Okay, how much is the bowling experience?
For the bowling, it's 120 Ghana cedis per head per game.
Okay.
If you come in a group of 5 to 9, you get a 5% discount each.
Okay.
10 and above, 10% discount each.
Okay.
Same applies for the trampoline as well.
Okay. So apart from the indoor games, what other activities do you have? What do you have here apart from the?
Okay, so we have an indoor seating area. We have a bar, a restaurant, and an outdoor seating area with a snooker for my boys who like to chill and have fun. Yes,
Friday nights,
yes. And we are planning on bringing in some karaoke activities and trivia nights and all that. So we have a lot in the line. We're just working on it. It will pop up soon.
Okay. So I'm sure everyone will be interested. I mean, it is in Accra, but not everybody in Ghana is in Accra.
Okay.
So what's the plan for Bliss? What's the plan for other people in the north?
Yes.
Other people, because I really put them at heart.
A few years to come, we only don't want to have Accra's happiest place. We want to have Kumasi's happiest place, Bolgatanga's happiest place, Tamale's happiest place, Takrade's happiest place. So the goal is to expand across Ghana and in fact beyond.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you heard it from her. She's Lauren. Oh, I didn't even introduce you. Can you imagine? Guys, forgive me. I was so excited yesterday when I came. Because it was dark yesterday, so we had to do it this morning.
Yes.
But then I really had fun.
Okay.
Yesterday was my second time here, and I really had a good time here. So come, and you forgot to mention, it comes with free water.
Yes, it comes with free water. So after jumping, you deserve some free water to quench the thirst after all the adrenaline and the fatigue. So yes, that's the package. And my name is Laurentia Bobtoya. I'm the MD of Bliss Family Entertainment. Thank you. Mwah.
Bliss is located in Accra at the Aviation Social Center. For starts, we got a pair of socks which cost us 5 Ghana cedis each. This experience cost us 110, which is about $10 for an hour. also the basketball. The bowling experience is also 120 Ghana cedis, which is about $11 per person. So the game is between me and her. You get a discount if you are more than 5. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this vlog as much as I enjoyed being here. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Until next time, on my next video, I want to say I love you all. Bye. We are back again, Charlie. I hope you are doing amazing. While here, don't forget to subscribe, like and share. So my friend and I decided to celebrate her birthday in Cote d'Ivoire, so we plan to stay for 8 days. In this vlog is a summary of all our experiences from cost to the entire stay in Cote d'Ivoire. I hope you enjoy watching this video with us. Let's go right into the video. So let's start with the flights. The flight cost us $410, which we bought about 3 weeks before the travel day. So the weather is clear and yeah, this is him. We have company. I mean, it's good to have mates. Oh, Jonathan! Hello. Good to see you. Thank you so much for picking us. Our friend from uni called Jonathan, who lives in Cote d'Ivoire, picked us up from the airport. That's everything about Abidjan. Everything we should know. Everything. There is a lot of things to say about Abidjan, but the most beautiful things here is like we're free. There is a lot of space to enjoy. Food, the venue. Ooh, I can't wait to try the food. Everything that you can imagine. Yep. So we had drinks together and ended up at a place called Glucose, where we had some good acheket and tilapia with fried plantain called aloko here. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Cheers to the good life.
Okay, so yeah, this is very close to like Star Beer in Ghana, and it's good. It's not so sour, it's sweet and sour at the same time. This is good. So Celia and the family are serving us with this delicious meal. This is how they'll be overfeeding us here in Abidjan. The second day, we woke up very early to hike the forest in the middle of the city. Say hi. Hi, Sydney.
Hi, guys.
So, Sydney, where have you brought me to?
This is Parc National du Banco, Abidjan.
Okay.
We just about starting our hike.
We are going hiking today.
We're gonna do 20 kilometers of hike. Someone is gonna have their walking this time.
I'm super excited. Guys, I'm so happy I met someone here who lives here and he brought us to this place. He picked us from our Airbnb and I'm super excited. I mean, I'm going hiking here and at least you get to feel something different here in Abidjan. The weather is a little calm, it's a little cloudy. I pray it doesn't rain. I'm super excited. You all are coming along. You're coming along. What happened? What happened? What did he say? Thank you. You know what's here? So I didn't come with hiking shoes, so he got me some running shoes. Oh, Sydney, thank you so much. That's so cute of you. So yeah, we're about to go and you guys are coming along. This forest is called the Parc National du Blanco. We hiked together with Sydney and his friends. We had an amazing time. The only thing is we hiked for about 11 kilometers, which was really stressful for a trip like this, but it was worth it. Whoa, they are so huge. You can show them.
Okay, another one. Wow. On 3. Are you ready? Yes. Ready?
No wonder they are big. They get
ready
every time.
1, 2, 3.
This guy tried to kill me today. Hey, how many kilometers have we done? Check.
Guys,
more than started. More than what?
We've done about 11 kilometers.
11 kilometers, guys. If you know what 11 kilometers is, you understand the pain I've gone through. This guy tried to kill us, but then we didn't die. We ended with a beautiful view of seeing this big catfish. I've never seen this catfish this big. The ones we eat in Accra are usually very small, so it's beautiful. Sydney, even though you tried to kill me, thanks for bringing us here.
Welcome.
Yeah.
All I want
We ended up having a chicken and fish, just like we had yesterday, and it was so good. We paid for the drinks, which cost us about 4,000.
Compare this to the one you had the last time.
And picked an Uber home, which cost us about 400 CFA. This is how our Airbnb looks like. It cost us $65 per night to stay here. Our host was amazing. He bought us pizza and drinks. He really had a conversation with us and made us feel at home. This is the entrance, and our Airbnb host is Moroccan. He's from Morocco. So when you come, you take off your shoes. That explains why the shoes are outside here. And this is how it looks like from here. I really like the space. I like the fact that everywhere you pass in Abidjan has water, as you can see from the top here. That's how it looks like, and yeah, I've really enjoyed my time here. This is how the hall looks like from the small balcony. Yeah, let's go to the kitchen. So when we came, he said we could take anything we want, and I think that's so sweet of him. He got us pizza yesterday. This is how it looks, and he literally has everything. So he also mentioned that whenever we needed to wash our clothes, there's a laundry person here. So yeah, here has been so comfortable. Like the fridge is even stocked like with stuff. The only thing we bought was oranges yesterday, which we haven't. I don't know what we are going to do with it. The space looks like I've really had a good time here. And yesterday we were here chatting with the Airbnb host. He was so sweet. Like, I really like him. Anytime you come to Abidjan and you want to spend some time here, I will gladly recommend this place. Look at my bag. I've packed. What do you think about this place?
You told me that today is my birthday. Anyway,
by the time they watch it, it's past.
Okay. This place is very nice. We highly recommend 5 stars.
Yeah.
The host is very sweet, and the space is nice. It's in a quiet neighborhood. No noise, no
it's
bars
very easy to locate with Yango. Since I came, we've been using Yango because Yango is like very common. The next day, which is day 3, we woke up to pick a bus to Yamoussoukro, where we wanted to see the biggest church in the world. So we picked the Uber from an Airbnb, which cost us about 700 CFA to Yamoussoukro. We got to Yamoussoukro and paid about 4,000 CFA each for the bus to Yamoussoukro, but we had to wait for about an hour before getting the bus to Yamoussoukro. On arrival at Yamoussoukro, we picked a loading taxi, which cost us about 500 CFA. The name of this biggest church in the world is called the Basilica of Our Lady of Peace of Yamoussoukro. Before the tour, we paid about 2,000 CFA each. Locals pay 1,000 CFA each. Before the trip back to Abidjan, we tried some local meal in Yamoussoukro. We tried their local sandwich and their hard bread, which was really delicious and different from the ones we have in Ghana, which everything should cost us around 700 CFA. So later that evening, our friend invited us for dinner, so we didn't have to pay for dinner. We had an amazing time here. was my friend's birthday, and we decided to spend the night in Asini, which is a popular destination in Cote d'Ivoire. So we are currently in an Uber going to Asini, which is very, very expensive. This is how much it costs. And usually they say that if you go to Asini, they won't get anybody coming back. So we have to pay double the price. So Jonathan, our friend, spoke to him in French. We just called him, and then we've negotiated to add extra 10,000 to his fare, making 32,000. So yeah, that's the situation now. We are going to Asini, and I'm super excited because today is this beautiful one's birthday, and obviously we need comfort. Going by bus is a little tedious because we have to pass through 3 towns before we get to Asini, according to my friend, and so that's how come we are paying this much to go to Asini. But the Uber is very comfortable, so I will share with you how the journey goes. So we had an invitation to Akula, which does this brunch on Sunday, so we were invited, so we went there, so we didn't have to pay for anything. The experience here was really amazing. Really had a good time. Good food, good people, great experience. I would highly recommend you come to Akula whenever you're around on Sundays. So we ended up at our hotel, which is called the Kasana Village. Picked a taxi to the Kasana Village. So guys, we came to this village at Asini, and everybody here speaks Tree, just like in Ghana. Bra. Baba, can you be? Oh, brala. Oh, ferry. Oh, bra. Oh, bra. Bra. Baba, can you be shem?
When you say anything, I want my work to but we go to one share. Because I want to, so there's money on this.
So everybody speaks Tree here, and they said some part of their tribe is from Ghana. Our village, how your friend has saying? Muamin. Aha, Monina, like Ghana from the Moa.
Ghana from in French for. I have a friend of Budlabe.
Mocha French.
Oh, French.
Oh, okay. Wow, this is interesting. Like, these are the things that you get to see when you travel, and I'm super excited that at least people are like understand my language, because since we came here we've been having difficulty communicating, and it feels good. Like, all of them look Ghanaian, they speak French, they speak Intimoka Ibeso. Okay. So I was asking them if they speak Ewe too, but they said no, they speak Anguna and Tree and French. Yeah, this is really interesting.
I feel like home. Nobody
Yeah. So wow, this is interesting. We ended up at the Kasana village, which cost us 60,000 CFA, which is close to about $100 a night. We had a good time. I hope you. If you missed that video, go back, watch the full video on my channel, come back and share your thoughts on that video. We really had a good time.
All I want
The next day, we wanted to explore Grand Bassam because everybody talked about Grand Bassam. So we wanted to explore Grand Bassam before going back to Abidjan. So we moved to Grand Bassam the next day and we decided to find a place to stay. We were fortunate while leaving the Kasana village, which is in Asini. The hotel staff were actually going to Grand Bassam, so we didn't have to pay for transportation. We had a lift in their pickup from Kasana village to Grand Bassam. So we are currently on our way to the bus station, and the hotel pickup is taking us there. So we are so fortunate. This is how it looks from here. So we are like in the village of Asini. We are going to the bus station to pick a vehicle to Bassam. So let's go, guys. So we are currently at Bassam, and yeah, so he dropped us here. We're about to pack our stuff and get a taxi. We are very spontaneous. Can you imagine that we are here? We don't even know where to stay. Since we have internet, we are going to book an Airbnb or find a cheap accommodation because we don't intend spending a lot of money. Where we slept earlier on, we spent a lot of money. Like we spent close to $100 on accommodation. So we want to get somewhere to stay, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Really, this is our small bag. We left our big bag in Merci. Say something.
Oh, merci.
Yeah. So he doesn't speak English. We've gotten a taxi here. He just stopped the taxi for us, and we are going to figure ourselves out. So of course you guys are coming along, so let's go. While on our way, I had a minor injury. We stopped to get some medication. The medication cost me about 12,000 CFA. So while searching for a place to stay in Grand Bassam, it was so difficult to get a place. So we came to Elot du Sud. The first hotel we went to was full. Then we came to this place, and then their leased room cost about 50,000, which is close to $92, and it was way beyond our budget because we just want a place to spend the night. So we have a booking on Airbnb, but then he has given us another option which is called Akayam K. So we are about to go to that hotel, which costs about 20,000 CFA. So we are going there. We are waiting for the taxi driver. We took his number. So one thing we usually used to do is to take taxis, like phone numbers of taxis, so that whenever we are having difficulty like this, we can always call him. So we are waiting for him. He said he's coming, then we can go. Yeah. So our taxi rounds cost us about 12,000 CFA. So this is the apartment we finally ended up. It's quite okay to spend the night. Most of the hotels we were going say they don't do two sexes, 2 girls in one room. They don't accept 2 males in one room. So we spoke to the driver who brought us for other options, and we also booked an Airbnb, but he showed us this place, so we didn't book the Airbnb again. So we opted for this place. So are you okay, Millie? I'm tired, I want to sleep. We are both tired. We'll just go get some street food and sleep. So this is where we slept last night, and we are leaving. We booked a Yango. It's a 4x4. How amazing! So this is us.
Okay.
We close the door. Bye bye, merci. So we are going. Can I see the front system around? Yeah. This is our Yango. Hello. Good morning. How are you? Our Yango driver speaks English. This is nice. The next morning, we picked an Uber, which cost us about 600 CFA to explore Grand Bassam. toll and transportation was about 8,000 CFA for both of us, and we ended up having a bougie lunch at Coco Grill, which cost us 30,000 CFA on meal. So I think it's expensive, but for the experience, I think it's worth it. The aesthetics of the place is nice, the ambience, the music, the whole experience with the cocktail in the watermelon, the whole watermelon and the whole pineapple was really an amazing. I shared my experience on YouTube. It's still up on my channel. If you missed it, please go back, check it, and let me know what you think about the place. Is it overly priced? Is it too expensive? Let me know in the comment section. So this is how much we spent at the Coco Grill. This is quite expensive, 27,500. So after the whole experience at Grand Bassam, we picked an Uber back to Abidjan, which cost us about 8,000 CFA. While we arrived in Abidjan, we went back to the same Airbnb we spent the night there. We decided to spend the final night here in Abidjan, which cost us about $65 for that night. We are back to our Airbnb. We're back to the same place we started from in Abidjan, which is another room. So we are going to BBR. I don't know if you guys remember this place. When I came, this was the first place Jonathan brought us, and we're about to take the boat from here to So this is going to be my last night here in Abidjan. And Jonathan, say hi.
I don't think so because
we
are not in mangoes.
And Celia, say hi. Celia, listen to me. Say hi.
Hello.
Celia is the wife of Mr. Jonathan,
our baby boy.
And
our baby girl.
Look at me, he's smiling. And it's going to be our last night here. We're about to have dinner with them,
the family,
and with Millie. Before we all too soon, this is going to end our trip here in Cote d'Ivoire. I hope you enjoyed watching these videos, all my videos from Cote d'Ivoire. So here we eat together. This tilapia is so big. You all are invited. To be honest, since I came, Cote d'Ivoire food is so delicious. Like this seafood.
Have you tried that chocolate?
Yeah, it tastes different. The next day was travel day, so we decided to do some little shopping in the market. We ended up buying some few clothes and some few items for our loved ones in the market. Yeah, so this is how we went. So in all, we ended up heading back to Accra, which was on the 8th day. So we spent a total of 7 nights, 8 days in all, and we spent about $850 each on the entire trip. Let me know if this amount was really worth it for the whole experience. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Would you say we spent too much on this trip, or would you say we spent less, or would you say it was equally okay? There are petty things that I might have left out because I didn't account for it, but they are like transportation, water, food, tips, here and there, but then I think in all, we really had an amazing time. Cote d'Ivoire is beautiful. I encourage anyone who wants to see Africa for the first time, come to Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire is beautiful. It was my first experience, and I would definitely go back again to experience this place again. I had an amazing time with my friend Millie. Millie has been my childhood friend, my childhood friend from uni. Yay! We've been friends for over a decade, which is over 10 years. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed documenting my entire experience. I hope you enjoyed watching this vlog. I hope if you missed any video on my YouTube channel, please head back. Until next time, on my next video, I want to say I love you all and thank you so much for the love and support. Until next time, on my next video, I want to say Medase. I love you. Bye. So guys, we are finally here waiting for our luggage. This was the smoothest flight ever, and the fact that we came and we didn't have to do COVID test, has saved me like $50 here, and I'm super excited. This is good. I mean, now traveling will be made easy. Yeah.